Hello, my name's Phil and I work for the Consumer Services Department at the Hozelock Head Office in Birmingham. With over 50 years horticultural expertise, we at Hozelock understand the rewards of gardening and want to help you to get the best from your garden. Okay, well in this video we're going to look at assembling the 4707 Plus sprayer. When you buy your sprayer, it will be covered in this cellophane shrink wrap film just for security purposes to make sure all the parts are there. So when you get the sprayer home, the first thing you have to do is take that cellophane off and take all the parts from out of the bottle which are inside there. So we'll do that now. So we've taken all the parts out of the sprayer and made sure that everything's there. You should have a strap, a carrying strap, the sprayer hose, the lance, the outlet assembly, the spray nozzle and the on-off trigger. So we've made sure all the parts are there, so now we can continue to assemble the sprayer. The first thing we need to do is to assemble the outlet onto the bottom of the sprayer. So to do this, make sure that the pump is fully secured and screwed down tight so it doesn't drop out. Turn the sprayer upside down and you'll see a screw thread protruding from the bottom of the sprayer. We're going to screw this outlet onto that screw thread so that it's nice and tight. So we start to screw it on and we screw it approximately 2.5 turns until it's pointing directly at one of these latches here, which is going to secure the sprayer hose. So we've turned that 2.5 turns and it's pointing directly at that little latch there. The next thing that we're going to do is assemble the sprayer hose to the outlet. And the way we do that is to take the nut off and thread the nut up the hose and thread the securing nut up the hose like that. The hose then pushes onto this part of the outlet here and it's pushed on and with a little bit of force pushed over the little ridge till it's completely up against the bottom of the thread like that. With the hose pushed fully on, we can then tighten the securing nut until it's hand tight, and we can then feed the hose through the little latch there so that we can turn the bottle onto its base and it's nice and steady. So we've assembled the hose to the outlet, and what we're going to do now is assemble the lance assembly to the other end of the hose. It's a very similar operation to what we've just done. So take the trigger and on the flat end of the trigger you'll find another similar securing nut. Take that nut off and again thread it up the hose in that manner. The hose is then pushed onto this white moulding that protrudes from the trigger, and again it's exactly the same as we did before. The hose is pushed firmly onto there so that it lies flat against the base of the thread. You may find during assembly this little filter will come out. That's perfectly okay. That's just a filter that you can clean from time to time in case the sprayer gets blocked with the contents of the sprayer, but that can be just pushed firmly in there and the nut tightened up to secure the hose to the trigger. We then continue to assemble the lance to the trigger. So on the other end of the trigger there is a nut that we can take off, and the lance here is just a plain piece of tube that is pushed into the hole in the end of the trigger. Push it till it goes fully in and you can't push it anymore, and then this securing nut slides down and screws up fully tight against the trigger. So to finish off assembling the lance, we're going to put the nozzle on the end of the lance tube. First thing we need to do is take the nut off the nozzle and slide it along the tube so that it's in that position like that. We then put the nozzle onto the end of the lance tube in a very similar manner to the attachment that we did at the trigger end. So the nozzle is pushed fully onto the lance tube and the nut is then tightened to secure it. Before you get the nut fully tight, just make sure that the nozzle lines up with the trigger, so you're not spraying at an awkward angle, so that the nozzle is nicely in line with the trigger, and then fully tighten the nut to secure the nozzle onto the lance. The final thing to do is assemble the strap, the carrying strap to the bottle. Take the strap and stretch it out in a straight line, and you'll find that there's a buckle on each end which is exactly the same on each end of the strap. The buckle is fed through the top slot in the moulding, and it clips into a clip recess in the bottom. Make sure that this tail is on the outside so that you can adjust the length of the strap during use, but the clip is then just pushed into there until it clicks fully in place. Just give it a little tug to make sure that it's fully assembled and not going to come out. It's exactly the same as the other side. The strap is pushed through the top slot and then into the clip at the bottom until it clicks, and that's it. The strap's now fully assembled. You can use the strap to carry the bottle over your shoulder like that. You can feed the strap and use it as a shoulder strap to carry the bottle like that. Or if you want to wear the sprayer on your back as a knapsack type of sprayer or a backpack sprayer, you can pull both straps out from the side and wear it on your back like a haversack. So that's the versatility of this type of sprayer. You've got 3 different methods of carrying it. And that's it, we've finished assembling the sprayer. That's it, job done.